Well, we're in the 6th day of the occupation of the wildlife reserve. Still no signs, neither of the police nor of the FBI here at the wildlife refuge, the refuge's headquarters, or the entrance to it, where we are now. The militia's trucks are still there, the tractor is still there, the militia is still there, but like I said, still no signs of the authorities. However, the sheriff did hold a meeting with the local residents at a nearby town last night. That was quite interesting, just so that you would understand the type of community there is there. Those people started the meeting with a prayer. Opinions were different. Some did voice their support of the militia. Most, I think it's fair to say, were cautious about their approach to how to deal with the situation. Some did say that they understood the causes. They didn't agree with the methods. The general message was definitely that most of the locals want to see the situation resolved peacefully. The sheriff did once again ask the militia to leave the refuge and to let this community continue with their normal lives, because once again the schools are still closed, the local courthouse is still closed. But it's also fair to say that the discussion there was quite heated. Just have a listen to what was said there.
These are pillars in this community. These are big outfits. They're scared of the BLM. We're scared of our government. When did that happen? That baffles me. So I hope that we do own this as Harney County, that we get behind this. We do have a federal government that is far exceeding its grasp.
These people did talk about, many of them did talk about local problems, including the economic problems here. And just to remind you, this county this 11% of unemployment, which is twice higher than the average across the nation. There is the situation with the government controlling or owning 75% of the local ranches, and ranching is the main source of income here in this area. People do seem to be waking up in terms of wanting to start resorting these problems and dealing with them. They just don't know how to deal with the militia just yet. However, earlier today, some more locals, small groups, but still, they stopped by the refuge headquarters to talk to the militia, to meet with them, including this one local family who brought their kids along, who said that they were doing a story for the local school newspaper. Just take a look at what happened there.
This has been needed sometime in this community, somebody to stand up and speak out for what needs to be done.
What he thinks is right and what is wrong from his point of view. And kind of just questions about his life.
We know that the sheriff said that the last thing they want to resort to is force. We've heard the same from the militia, who reiterated once again earlier today that the last thing they want to do is deploy their weapons. They said that they brought the weapons only for self-protection. But on the other hand, they're still not saying when they're going to leave this place. So it looks like this standoff, or at least the occupation, is continuing.
All right, thank you very much. Stay warm out there, RT correspondent Yegor Piskunov.
These people right here, they just came because they were watching the stream. They knew who I was. They're like, "Hi, Deb." They brought supplies out, you know, donations. They can have all kinds of opinions about what's going on out here. But now it's our turn to step up and start supporting, because that's what this is all about. Burns, everybody has, you know, their thing that they're doing. But when it comes right down to it, it's about the ranchers. And I'm telling you, this whole story is starting to take a change. It's starting to turn, isn't it, Kenny?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. This is about these people you see constantly coming in and out of here, bringing firewood, bringing food, and showing their support, shaking the hands of these men that are out here standing for them. Don't believe what you're hearing on mainstream media. Please Stop it. Stop doing that.
Now you're my co-host today, right?
Yes.
I'm running the camera.
And your co-host, and we're eating pizza that somebody from Florida donated.
Right.
It's awesome.
He said the lady even started crying when she called the credit card number in to give it.
Wow.
What they're doing to us as Americans is to make everybody cry.
Mm-hmm. Right? Because you guys are tuned into us, you're seeing the real face of this.
Hey, listen.
And the real face of this are the ranchers.
Can you hold that? Because I need to talk to Kenny real quick and then talk to you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? You guys stand by. We're taking care of some stuff. I'll give you updates as we go, but we got some movement here. Don't go away.
We're having a great chicken and pineapple pizza.
Chicken and dumplings. Okay? Come here.
It's so good. Okay, you guys can see the landscape here. Tell me, is this beautiful? Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. It's kind of nice that the media is going away. They got their story. You know, they'll be back out here if things start happening, because if there's not a threat of bloodshed, then, you know, they don't want to cover this story. But you know what? It's more than that. Now we're starting to see the faces of the ranchers. They're starting to come and not be afraid of our camera. They're coming to talk to us. They're dropping off wood. They're dropping off food. They're dropping off, they're bringing their children. A little boy, I think, well, Pete showed you that a minute ago. There was a little boy that came out to interview Ryan Bundy. So, you know, I want you guys to be aware that, you know, at any time activity could start out here. So let's just be aware of that. It's a very precarious situation. As much as we're thankful for the ranchers, things could happen very quickly here. And
Okay, you guys, get the word out right now, okay? News media has already received a press report.
I'm an Oregonian, and I wanted to know what was going on down here, so I... Wife and kids.
I got. They train that shit in you. I got at points. I gotta stay away from it. And John or John?
The only reason that we have guns here is for our own personal protection and safety. We should never ever point guns at each other. So let's make sure that that is the understood thing. No pointing guns at each other. And tomorrow we'll be releasing what we have done, the things that have happened, the things that we are going to do. Things are really, there's a lot that is happening, things that you need to know, and tomorrow we will give that to you. And I really appreciate you being here, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
anything back. How you doing, sir?
Good. Brian Wolf.
Brian Wolf. Pleasure to meet you.
Andy Long.
Andy Long. Brian.
Chris Baldridge.
Brian
Nice to meet you.
Just to introduce these guys. Chris Baldridge.
Sir.
Brian Wolf. Andy Long. Ammon Bundy.
Did media come behind you guys?
Yeah, they've been like,
Flies on a carcass.
well, yeah, but these guys we kind of give them permission to.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I understand.
Stuff, so
Absolutely.
these guys are okay.
Well,
Well, these are
come
one
out and meet with you. Yeah, we just cold. Nice t-shirt weather this morning.
Yeah,
But,
it's been much better. We'll probably want privacy at one point, don't you? Or no, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. I just want to come out and offer you guys the opportunity to help you get out and get home and resolve this thing peacefully. That's I'm willing to get you an escort all the way out of the state. And I think that there's been some positive stuff that's come out of this. I'll tell you, I've talked with congressmen, senators, governors. And the thing that I can say is right now that I think that there's some positives that can come out of this. Right. And I think that the people of the county are excited about working out issues that come from government overreach and that. Right. But before this thing turns into something negative, which would ruin all of that, I think we need to find a peaceful resolution and help you guys get out of here. Yeah, I know.
Well, we're here for the
myself, so.
Yeah, we're here for the people of Harney County. We're here because the people were ignored, and we have how many hours and letters and redresses and so forth that were not even recognized at all. There's no response at all, and it's like, what do you expect the people to do if they're bringing up legitimate concerns that, as you know, that people across the nation are bringing up those concerns now. That's the big topic, and yet, Sheriff, you would not address those concerns. You would not recognize that people had those concerns, and then you just simply chose to ignore them.
I'm here because the citizens of Harney County have asked me to come out and ask you folks to peacefully leave, and I think that you respect their wishes, and I want to help you guys get out of here. I'll get you a safe escort out.
We're getting ignored again, Sheriff. Sheriff.
I didn't come to argue. I just came to offer you guys a peaceful resolution.
Okay. So, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, Sheriff, have you ever felt like there was anything other than a peaceful resolution desired?
I worry about anything going south out here. I worry as much about you guys as anybody else. And so
we do not want anything. We're being peaceful.
Right now we're at a point where some buildings have been occupied. Right. Nobody's been hurt. Exactly. I feel comfortable talking to you guys. I've always felt comfortable sitting down with you. But at some point this is all going to have to be resolved. And I think right now, while it's on a positive note, let's work it out. Let's get our community back to normal. Let's work on the issues at hand. I've told congressmen and senators that the people want to be heard, and I'm certain they will be. But
so how about the redress of grievances?
That's where we're at. You guys are ready to go home.
The redress of grievances is going to be acknowledged?
I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm here to talk about offering you guys the opportunity to leave the county peacefully, get back to your families.
So, the redress of grievances is a non-issue, essentially.
I'm here to
redress of grievances was issued, and the government, in order to be legitimate in these United States, must acknowledge a redress of grievances from the citizens, especially when they're from all 50 states and well over 100,000 signatures to that redress. And you have an obligation as a public servant to address those issues. So that's kind of the point here, isn't it?
And that's what got us here. We tried the prudent methods. We petitioned our representatives, and we gave them notice, and they did not even respond.
Well, I'll tell you what, the representatives out here are listening, and I bet yours are too. So,
and that has been
why
the
don't we
good
take
thing.
it through those channels and start getting some stuff resolved?
Well, I think that we are doing that, but that we also must continue to do that. And I think that we pose no threat to the community. In fact, there have been, I don't know, probably a couple hundred people at this point from the community, from Burns and from surrounding community, that have come down into the refuge, that have spoken to us for many hours, most of them set for, and we've communicated. We pose no threat to the community whatsoever at all. It's time to get the schools open, let your community get back to living. We do not pose a threat.
And that's what I'm asking for.
But that can be done without us leaving.
Yeah, we're not.
That can be done without us leaving.
The problem must be with that, and I'm not going to argue with you, that you guys have both told me yourselves that you can't guarantee the things that other people that come here on behalf of these things want to do. And so, on behalf of the citizens, I don't want to.
I'm not sure what you mean. We mean no harm to anybody. Absolutely not. And the community
I don't
knows.
believe you do, but if it only takes one unstable person to show up, and we know that. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not calling you
Well, but
unstable.
that can happen in any community, in any area. That could happen even if we left.
I'm here to offer safe escort out, whatever the Fed's determined to do with that refuge stuff down there. I think right now is a good positive breaking point. Go back, kick it around with your folks, and I'll give you a call tomorrow and ask you what you're deciding.
Okay, but you're not going to
I'm not
address the
gonna talk
redress
about
of grievance.
I'm not
The
gonna
redress
discuss
of grievance.
the
You're not going to talk
right
about
now today. No.
Okay.
Not today.
Thank you.
But
Check.
I do appreciate.
I do.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
You guys need to look at those redress agreements too.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's taken over a wildlife refuge. A militia that's taken over a wildlife refuge is deciding right now if they'll follow the sheriff's request for them to leave peacefully.
The sheriff of Harney County met with the militia leader this afternoon for the very first time. They agreed to talk it over and meet again tomorrow. Our Cole Miller continues our coverage from Burns tonight. He's getting the response from the militia.
Well, that meeting with the sheriff was brief, according to Bundy. He said it lasted only about 10 minutes, and while the sheriff was hoping for a peaceful resolution, Bundy and the militia say they are staying put.
No harm to anybody. Absolutely not.
I don't believe you do, but if it only takes one unstable person to show up, well, we know that.
For the first time since armed protesters arrived at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge, Ammon Bundy, the man behind the movement, met with Harney County Sheriff David Ward.
It's time to get the schools open, let your community get back to living. We do not pose a threat.
And that's what I'm asking for.
But that can be done without us leaving.
Sheriff Ward even offered up an escort out of town and told Bundy to kick it over with the rest of his camp. At the end of the day, though, the two sides were unable to find common ground.
You gave us some things to think about?
Bundy says he didn't get enough answers and that he's sticking to his guns, saying he'll stay here until ranchers have the peace of mind they deserve.
We're here for the people. These lands
that are unconstitutionally being held, they need to be returned back to the people. They need to be able to be free on them. They need to be able to use them without intimidation and without fear.